Are you someone experiencing PCOS and wondering if Vitex is the right herb for you? We're going to cover how Vitex works for PCOS, if it's beneficial, and where it falls short. So we work with thousands of couples. We've been helping couples for over 12 years on their fertility journeys, and we work with PCOS. We work with PCOS a lot because PCOS is one of the main causes of infertility and fertility issues. So one of the main questions we get when it comes to PCOS and using herbs is Vitex. Is Vitex good for PCOS? Is this something beneficial for people to look into? So in this video, I'm going to cover a lot of questions that we get about PCOS and Vitex so that you can understand and make a better decision if this herb is right for you. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So is it beneficial for PCOS? Yes and no. So Vitex is wonderful for PCOS because it has a lot of functions that someone experiencing PCOS is going to benefit from. Vitex helps to support a healthy hormonal feedback loop. What does that mean? The pituitary gland is the gland that sends signals to the body to release hormones at specific times so specific actions happen in the body. Vitex helps to support that gland and help support that function. Someone experiencing PCOS would greatly benefit from that. Also, Vitex helps to increase progesterone production. That's something someone with PCOS could benefit from as well because they have chronically low progesterone issues. Another thing is that PCOS has little to no side effects. There are a couple things that we have experienced. For instance, if someone has depression, it could exacerbate that, but don't worry about that. There's other herbs you could use, or you could use it in a blend because lower doses we found does not have that same effect. So does it work for PCOS? In short, yes, but it's not the only thing. I wouldn't say, oh, you have PCOS, Vitex, that's it, that's all you need. There's a lot of different factors to PCOS, and Vitex can be very supportive of some of those factors. But dietary changes need to be first and foremost. I have a whole video explaining why and what steps to take and what a PCOS diet looks like for fertility, so you can go ahead and click here and watch that video. But let's dive into how PCOS affects infertility and your fertility and reproductive health so you can better understand this and see how Vitex fits into that picture. So first, PCOS is caused by a lot of different things, a lot of cascade of events happening in the body. Someone who's experiencing PCOS generally is not ovulating, they have chronically low progesterone levels, they have high androgen levels, and so on. There's a lot of different things that are happening. This is all stemming from insulin resistance. So what insulin resistance is when the body's releasing insulin and there is no response happening within the body, so more insulin is released. In turn, this is causing inflammation within the body. This inflammation is increasing androgen and testosterone production, it's causing egg health issues, and it's also increasing FSH levels, which are causing follicles to not mature and release a healthy egg, or even release an egg, so ovulation is not occurring, and then progesterone is not being secreted. So there's a cascade of events happening because of this insulin resistance. So when you're looking at PCOS, you want to make sure that you have a plan and you have daily action towards increasing your insulin sensitivity. And that is going to be best done through diet. Most successfully is managing it through diet on a daily basis. Again, I'll put the link below to the video so you can learn how to do all of that. Also, the statistics show that women who have PCOS have higher rate of miscarriage because of the chronically low progesterone. So these are some factors that Vitex can be supportive of, as well as some other herbs that we're actually going to cover in this video. So when you're looking at PCOS, you want to address all of the factors. You want to improve insulin sensitivity. I have a whole video about insulin resistance and what you can do about it here. I'll also link the video below. You want to reduce your inflammation, you want to balance your hormones, you want to increase your progesterone production and reduce your androgen and testosterone production. You want your follicles to mature and to release an egg and ovulate. And you also want to be eating a healthy diet that's managing all of this and helping the root cause, as well as including herbs. So let's jump right to the herbs. And the first, of course, we've been talking about is Vitex. So this does fit into the PCOS picture wonderfully because it's going to help to encourage ovulation. It's going to increase luteinizing hormone, which is going to help the maturation of the follicles. It's going to decrease FSH, which tends to be high in those experiencing PCOS. It's also going to help with progesterone production. But it's not going to do that if you don't have that insulin resistance under control. Another herb that is really helpful for those experiencing PCOS that I love to use together, all of these together that I'll be listing, is saw palmetto. Saw palmetto is going to help with excess androgens and excess testosterone in the body, and also the side effects like unwanted body hair that's caused from that. So saw palmetto is fantastic for that. Another herb is going to be white peony root. This is an herb that's very supportive. It's a tonic herb that helps with progesterone production. It helps lower testosterone. It helps to balance estrogen. Not all estrogen is bad. We want it balanced. We don't want it gone. But overall, this herb is great for hormonal support and balancing in the bigger picture. Dong Quai is another herb I love to use in this combination because it helps to increase circulation to the reproductive system. When you have follicles that aren't maturing and you're continuously getting these what are considered cysts, they're not true cysts, but it's an egg that is not being ovulated, that's not maturing and being released. You're kind of having a stagnant condition, a stagnant situation. So I like to use Dong Quai to help increase circulation to the reproductive system, which is going to benefit these hormonal factors and these messages coming from the pituitary gland. Also, Schisandra is another adaptogenic herb. This is great for helping to support a healthy insulin response. So this is going to help to normalize that, also aiding the body in detoxification, which helps to get rid of excess hormones. And then we have licorice. Licorice is wonderful for helping to balance hormones, helping with blood sugar balancing, and it also is going to help with normal hormonal support. So a lot of these herbs, these are all tonic herbs that are helping the hormonal system and the reproductive system as a whole. So when it comes to PCOS, there's so many different factors at play that you have to approach it from a lot of different angles. So yes, Vitex is beneficial, but I like to use it in a blend with these other herbs. You can find out more about that blend below. In addition to this, there are some supplements that you might want to do some more research on. DIM has worked very well for us as it's helping to decrease excess estrogens. We always make sure everyone knows about using a multivitamin or a prenatal because we want that folate or that folic acid and a lot of other nutrients in place for pregnancy. Also, having essential fatty acid that's high in omega-3. This is going to help reduce the inflammation we talked about before, as well as provide nutrients that are going to help to produce hormones within the body. And then myo-inositol. This is such a fantastic supplement. I'm going to be going into more depth in another video about this. But this helps to increase egg health. This is going to help to increase the insulin sensitivity in the body so that your body's actually reacting to that insulin and not releasing more. And that's going to help support that whole cycle so that you have a healthy insulin response and we're not causing the inflammation in that whole cycle to begin. And through all that, it's going to help to support ovulation. So that's my long, short story about Vitex and PCOS. In my opinion on it, I think it's fantastic, but it's not the only herb and not the only thing that needs to be in the picture. So if you want to learn more about the foundational steps to take for fertility, I have a free course that you can sign up for. It's right below. We go over diet, foundational supplements, foundational herbs, foundational mind-body therapies. These are all going to be beneficial for those of you experiencing PCOS. You can sign up for the course below. If you like this video, please let me know by liking it and also leave in the comments what's been your experience with Vitex and PCOS. What other herbs have you tried for PCOS? How is PCOS affecting your fertility? I'd love to start a conversation and see how everything's going for you, and we'll talk again soon.